Welcome to Internet Capsule. What is channeling in its most general sense? It's a means of transmission. The channel receives and passes along information, inspiration, and creativity. These are aspects of channeling. Being able to elevate others to higher states of consciousness and bring out the best in people is known as classic channeled metaphysical literature. We are all channels of divine energy. Channeling is transmitting something beyond one's personal self. A channel may be asleep, in meditation, in a trance, or awake while channeling. There are as many ways to channel as there are individuals that channel. A channel that brings forth information is not part of the channeler's own learning or experience. Every day, in countless ways, you and I are channels of spirit, of ideas, and of resources that come from beyond our conscious personalities. Our channeling abilities have a profound impact on our own lives and the lives of those around us. We can become aware of this fact. We can realize that we are channels and can consider which types of channeling we wish to perfect. Rather than channeling without awareness of what we are doing, we can take a more active, creative role in our channeling. By doing so, we assume our birthright, our mission in life, to become a channel of blessings to others by the way we willingly choose to channel our energies. Listen to your intuition, the channel of your guardian angel. Today's affirmation: I am directly connected to infinite intelligence. Intuition is the highest form of psychic ability. Intuition is a channel of guidance. Intuition is information that comes to you from universal intelligence, or God. And in this respect, it is referred to as a channel guiding you on your path to your highest good. The psychic side of intuition. Intuition never comes randomly. There is always a purpose or reason. Intuition is more than a psychic ability. It draws conclusions and directs your actions, like a faithful guide dog who knows you and knows what's best for you. Many times, intuition guides our actions without our knowing it. All knowledge is within. Intuition is knowing from within. Two keystones of the teachings: knowing that all knowledge comes from within, learning to look within to demonstrate this. I have a story about Zen archery. A man by the name of Eugene Haragol traveled to Japan to learn about Zen. Finally, Master Kinzel, a revered archer, agreed to work with him. Eugene spent countless hours learning how to draw the long and very stiff Japanese bow. He shot at no target. He learned that the target was an inward one, a state of mind. Finally, during the 5th year, the master brought out a target and demonstrated shooting. The master could hit the target every time without hardly looking. He joked that his master had learned to shoot in his sleep. Later that evening, at the master's studio, he revealed an amazing secret. In pitch-black darkness, the master shot at a target twice and hit dead center both times. The master explained that we believe we need our eyes to see because we believe the world is out there, beyond us. If you separate yourself from the target, you then have to learn the trick of how to hit it with the arrow. The art is to become one with the target, allowing the arrow to return to its natural home. An archer who aims the arrow at the target is merely a trick shooter. The archer who becomes the target is on the path to realizing Zen's great secret. The great secret to developing intuition is to follow the path because it leads to our true nature, one with God, not because we want to become psychic. Intention is everything. The secret of unitary oneness: we are all one. All of creation is one. There is one spirit or energy that unites all of creation. It connects all human beings with one another and with everything else in creation. Although we may appear to one another as separate, as connected beings, we are each extensions of the Creator's Spirit. What happens to one of us touches us all. There is a unified psychic ecology among all events in creation. God created human souls out of the Creator's own being. Each soul is a projection of God, in the same way our thoughts and images are projections of our mind. Although each soul has its individuality, all souls are one spirit. Each soul is like a miniature universe, like a drop of water in the ocean. Each person has intimate knowledge of all of creation. Modern science states that creation is holographic. When you aim a laser beam at a holographic plate, the beam bounces off the plate and projects a three-dimensional picture in space. This projection looks solid and as real as the actual plate. Being psychic is an inherent natural attribute of the soul. The The superconscious mind? There is only one mind. This single, living reality is a universal mind that we all have in common. Mind is like the air we share. Although we each have our separate lungs to touch the air, there is only one air. Aspects of the conscious mind. The lowest form of the mind focuses on the physical world. Each of us appears distinctly separate from one another and is a channel of sensory information. Aspects of the subconscious mind. All subconscious minds, of both the living and the dead, are in contact with one another. It remembers everything from all lifetimes stored in the cosmic records. Located in the subconscious mind is a channel of telepathic information that gets knowledge from other people's thoughts and experiences. Aspects of the superconscious mind. A channel of clairvoyance. It gets information directly from the oneness of life and taps into the knowledge from the universal mind. Intuition is a superchannel, taking advantage of information coming to all the other channels. Developing intuition. 7 major principles. 1. As you become consciously one with life, you become more consciously intuitive. 2. Empathy and love are the highest forms of attunement for intuition. 3. The need to know something stimulates intuition. 4. Intuitive knowledge comes from within. 5. Intuition requires acceptance of what spontaneously comes from within, our first thought, feeling, or image. 6. Genuine intuitions are consistent with our highest values or ideals. 7. Honor your intuitions by acting on them or affirming them. Imagine that your intuition is like a lightning rod. The lightning up in the sky is the infinite intelligence, the energy that seeks expression when it's needed. You want to bring the lightning down from the sky. If you don't provide a ground, a connection with the earth, the lightning will come down your channel. Being prepared to put intuitions into service provides the necessary grounding. Spend time in nature. This is the best way to cultivate intuition. By spending time in nature, it's the perfect way to practice oneness with life. Birds are a common symbol of telepathic and intuitive messages, hence the phrase, "A little bird told me." Intuition is empathy, harmony, resonance, and communion. When we attune to something, we become one with it or in alignment with it. Choose something in nature to meditate on. It could be a flower, like a rose, a tree, or maybe the sounds of nature, or even a murmuring brook. Sitting quietly, empathically merge with this energy and become one with it. For example, if you choose a rose, become a rose yourself. Begin to feel as the rose feels from within yourself. Imagery will arise that expresses your affinity with the rose, and you will come to know the rose intuitively. Intuitions often come as feelings. Sometimes they come as voices. In the book The Natural Depth of Man by Wilson Van Dusen, Wilson shared his experiences with mentally ill patients who heard voices. He learned that there are good voices and there are bad voices. The patients reported hearing different voices. Voices that spoke with different tones and said different things. There were voices that were highly critical and said terrible things. He coached the person to speak back to those voices, to tell them to stop. They also heard voices that spoke kind words and had encouraging things to say. He helped the person learn how to listen to those voices. These inner helpers could offer advice about the person's recovery. As mental health returned, the bad voices went away, but the good voices remained as helpers and guides. Anchor your channeling. Be clear about your purpose for receiving information. By having some purpose focused on serving the need, we direct the active part of our channel in a constructive manner. The subconscious mind is like a strong cross-current we have to swim through as we reach upward to the superconscious mind to access intuition. The subconscious mind may be filled with many different voices, good and bad. Our superconscious mind is filled with pure love, light, and harmony. Our purpose helps us attune to the highest source of guidance. Learning to listen to the still, small voice practice exercise. Begin with a difficult decision you have to make. Think through the alternatives, consider your values and purposes, and make your best decision. Make a tentative commitment to follow through on that decision. Making that commitment is necessary to arouse your entire being in the contemplation of that decision. Hypothetical thoughts don't excite the intuitive faculty, or it is of a more practical bent. Next, sit down and get as quiet as you can within yourself. This step is the attunement. Focus on the feelings evoked by your highest values and your ideals. When you are in the frame of mind that is resonating with your ideals, ask yourself if your decision is a good one. There will be a response to that question within you, a yes or a no. That response is the voice of intuition. You may experience it as a voice, a feeling, or a thought. An answer will be there. It's usually the very first thing that comes to mind. Learning to trust intuition. Trusting and accepting the first thing that comes to mind is one of the hardest aspects of learning intuition. It involves trust. Tip: accept your first response and save your evaluation, analysis, and criticism for later. Remember, intuition is like a loving friend. It is there to help and guide you toward your highest good. Our guardian angel intuition guides, guards, inspires, and brings experiences of spiritual meaning. Sometimes it speaks like an inner voice, sometimes it brings feelings like joy or dread. It nudges us and guides us without our awareness. Its promptings may be subtle or loud. It is one face of the higher self. Intuition performs all the services we might expect of a guardian angel. In fact, within each of us is a guardian angel. Where's your guardian angel? Right inside of you. Our guardian angel resides where our portion of the superconscious mind becomes the one universal mind. It is that part of us that hasn't forgotten our oneness with God and knows of no separation from God. The guardian angel thus has no free will of its own but serves only the will of God. The actions of our intuition aren't the response of our free will. They are involuntary, spontaneous responses of our guardian angel, drawing us ever closer to the experience of oneness. The guardian angel's primary role is to align us with the divine will, ensuring that our intuitive impulses are guided by pure spiritual intent. Unlike the conscious mind, which can become entangled in personal desires, fears, and biases, the guardian angel channels divine wisdom without interference. It leads us toward experiences and decisions that contribute to our spiritual growth and the fulfillment of our highest purpose. By learning to trust and follow the guidance of intuition, we open ourselves to the guardian angel's influence, which always seeks to bring us closer to our true spiritual nature. The role of free will and intuition. Though intuition is guided by divine forces, it is essential to recognize that we, as human beings, still possess free will. The guardian angel may provide guidance, but it is ultimately up to us to act upon it. Free will gives us the ability to choose whether or not to follow the intuitive insights we receive. This freedom is a vital aspect of our spiritual journey. It allows us to learn, evolve, and make mistakes. However, by aligning our free will with the higher wisdom of our guardian angel, we can make more conscious and harmonious choices that resonate with our soul's purpose. Balancing rational thought and intuition. One common challenge in cultivating intuition is finding the balance between rational thought and intuitive insight. In a world that often values logic and reason above all else, it can be difficult to trust something as intangible as intuition. Yet, intuition operates beyond the limitations of the rational mind. It taps into a deeper well of knowledge that cannot always be explained by logic or evidence. This doesn't mean we should abandon rationality altogether. Rather, we should strive for a balance, using our intellect to assess situations while also remaining open to the subtle guidance of our inner voice. The importance of daily practice. Like any skill, developing intuition requires practice and consistency. The more we tune in to our inner guidance, the clearer and more reliable it becomes. Daily affirmations, meditation, and quiet reflection are powerful tools for strengthening our connection to intuition. By making time each day to listen to our inner voice, we create space for divine wisdom to flow into our awareness. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, and intuition becomes a trusted companion in our daily lives. Affirmation: I trust the guidance of my intuition and follow it with confidence. Here are some practical steps to deepen your relationship with your intuition and your guardian angel. Create a sacred space. Find a quiet place where you can retreat to connect with your inner self and your guardian angel. This space should feel peaceful and conducive to reflection. You might want to place objects that inspire you spiritually, such as crystals, candles, or sacred images. Ask for guidance. Before making a decision or when you are in need of direction, ask your guardian angel for guidance. This can be done through prayer, meditation, or simply speaking aloud. Trust that the answer will come, whether through a feeling, a thought, or a sign in your environment. Journal your intuitions. Keep a journal where you write down any intuitive insights or feelings that come to you. Over time, you will begin to notice patterns and recurring messages that can offer deeper insight into your life's path. The role of free will and intuition. Though intuition is guided by divine forces, it is essential to recognize that we, as human beings, still possess free will. The guardian angel may provide guidance, but it is ultimately up to us to act upon it. Free will gives us the ability to choose whether or not to follow the intuitive insights we receive. This freedom is a vital aspect of our spiritual journey. It allows us to learn, evolve, and make mistakes. However, by aligning our free will with the higher wisdom of our guardian angel, we can make more conscious and harmonious choices that resonate with our soul's purpose. Balancing rational thought and intuition. One common challenge in cultivating intuition is finding the balance between rational thought and intuitive insight. In a world that often values logic and reason above all else, it can be difficult to trust something as intangible as intuition. Yet, intuition operates beyond the limitations of the rational mind. It taps into a deeper well of knowledge that cannot always be explained by logic or evidence. This doesn't mean we should abandon rationality altogether. Rather, we should strive for a balance, using our intellect to assess situations while also remaining open to the subtle guidance of our inner voice. The importance of daily practice. Like any skill, developing intuition requires practice and consistency. The more we tune in to our inner guidance, the clearer and more reliable it becomes. Daily affirmations, meditation, and quiet reflection are powerful tools for strengthening our connection to intuition. By making time each day to listen to our inner voice, we create space for divine wisdom to flow into our awareness. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, and intuition becomes a trusted companion in our daily lives. Affirmation: I trust the guidance of my intuition and follow it with confidence. Here are some practical steps to deepen your relationship with your intuition and your guardian angel. Create a sacred space. Find a quiet place where you can retreat to connect with your inner self and your guardian angel. This space should feel peaceful and conducive to reflection. You might want to place objects that inspire you spiritually, such as crystals, candles, or sacred images. Ask for guidance. Before making a decision or when you are in need of direction, ask your guardian angel for guidance. This can be done through prayer, meditation, or simply speaking aloud. Trust that the answer will come, whether through a feeling, a thought, or a sign in your environment. Journal your intuitions. Keep a journal where you write down any intuitive insights or feelings that come to you. Over time, you will begin to notice patterns and recurring messages that can offer deeper insight into your life's path. Channeling the higher self involves trusting our intuition, which serves as a direct connection to divine guidance and wisdom. By listening to the voice of our inner self and guardian angel, we align with our true purpose and path in life. Intuition is a powerful tool that helps us make decisions, act with clarity, and serve others by being a channel of spiritual energy. Daily practice, self-awareness, and trust in our first impressions strengthen this connection. Ultimately, we become vessels for divine love and light, guiding ourselves and those around us towards spiritual growth and fulfillment. If you liked the video, please hit like, share, and subscribe.